Ghost Rider versus Spawn, Marvel versus Image death battle. Now, I've heard these death battles are insanely good, and I've wanted to cover one for a long time since we are on the Spawn lore dump cycle of my channel, where I need all the lore of Spawn just shoved into my cheeks. Just get some good old lore in my mouth, right? Get all the good lore. I am ready for it. I am here for it, and I am so excited to see this death battle. I know they have similar powers. I grew up reading Ghost Rider, I grew up reading Spawn, and I want to see them fight each other.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Johnny Blaze has always been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without
That's a good joke. Crash lived up to his name and got a fucking brain tumor like a little bitch.
enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could. Chemotherapy.
The devil.
Oh!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
Only for Crash to actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath.
By the way, I actually liked the first Ghost Rider movie. I didn't like the second one. I didn't like the art style it went with, but I really liked the first one.
Zarathos, the Spirit of Vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into Hellfire, an undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hug, the 5th scariest Nick Cage performance, the stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier.
Well, and what's funny is they end up utilizing the Ghost Rider Pale Rider as part of the mythos.
All you.
The Ghost Rider was bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down skyscrapers, blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body. His whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghosty can create anything he can think of, from an
Also, I think that they're missing, they might get to the point, but I think it is super crucial to mention the fact that during Planet Hulk, Ghost Rider ran into, like, the Hulk that it fought in the arenas and shit, the one from Ragnarok. He meets that Hulk, and while Hulk's rampaging across the world, Doctor Strange is like, Johnny Blaze is a man who could beat the Hulk. Ghost Rider could easily beat the Hulk because his power is limitless. But he doesn't care to because he's not a demon. It is not a part of his agenda. He is just riding through. He's going to get to the point where he can get past the Hulk and move on with his life. He does not want to defeat him. And it is a badass battle, and Ghost Rider just kind of moves on. He fights him for a while and then blows up the whole city and dips.
infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming missile barbed right out of his mouth. Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his...
His boner, Wiz. Get it? And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look? The Penance Stare.
The Penance Stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others.
Which we've learned from the Spawn Lord Ives that he has something similar to the Penance Stare as well.
Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. a biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul! It even works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the pen and stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions.
Yeah, dude, because the Punisher is fucking savage, and everything he does is just kill villains. Yeah, he's awesome. He doesn't regret anything. The Punisher is fucking based, and that's the reason he wins.
But it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Yep. That is kind of what was happening in the Hulk fight, because Johnny has no, the demon had no reason to fight the Hulk. Johnny was fighting it because it was the right thing to do, and at a certain point he was going to move on.
His strength is boundless. He can open up portals between
When he said boundless, that was from the comic book I'm talking about.
dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange.
World War Hulk was what I was talking about.
Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great Flood, humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth. A sort of heavenly black ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos?
Bro, they didn't use, the CIA didn't put a crack into the ghettos. It was Ghost Rider. It was Ghost Rider who put the boys on the track, and Clinton covered it up. It was all Ghost Rider. It was never the CIA.
Those an angel now, or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus's fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld.
Dude, this is so sick, bro. Because I already went in knowing a lot of this, knowing how powerful Ghost Rider is. Because I used to read Ghost Rider, and I used to love how gritty and violent it was. And he's just like one of the coolest, well-designed characters of all time. He's like just a flaming skull with a leather jacket, chains wrapped around it, everything's sick. But he's just so overpowered. But it's the only thing that keeps him at bay and doesn't have him just breaking everything is the fact that he has two souls fighting with each other. That is, it's just like. It's like when you get an erection because you see a chick that is like, oh wow, she's pretty hot, but you know that you're like, I'm married, I can't have boners for women anymore. So you're telling those animal instincts, shut the fuck up, bow the fuck down, go home and fuck your wife. And that's what you have to do because that's the right thing to do. You can't let those demons win, buddy.
Took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
'Cause they sure as hell won't find any in his.
Dude, I remember when I watched the Ghost Rider movie and just the special effects were the coolest fucking thing ever. When that first trailer dropped, I knew I had to see that movie, and I love the Ghost Rider movie. I know it's not a great movie by any means, but it just has so much coolness about it. It dumps the shark by about halfway through, and it becomes kind of cringe. A lot of the screaming is annoying, but God, there's some great scenes from that movie, and I've wanted just another great Ghost Rider IP ever since. And I think if they're going to do Ghost Rider, the biggest mistake that they made is and I think that Marvel's still kind of making those. We did see Deadpool though was rated R. Is they need to make just a dark, gritty, violent, serious Ghost Rider. Don't have any quippy MCU bullshit in it. Just a violent, brutal movie with some horror vibes to it. Make the Ghost Rider fucking awesome. That's it. That's all I want.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
If you want Robin Hood Gold, go jump on their shit.
If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red.
Until his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the 8th Circle of Hell.
By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn.
That was I've talked about in the past some of the problems I have with the Spawn movie. One is they race swapped his best friend to a white dude. Two is they fucking Malvosia looked fucking stupid. Any scene with Malvosia in the original Spawn movie is the worst scenes in the movie.
A superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's bud.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There, you saw her. Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge, wizard, and despair.
Well, that's kind of like how Ghost Rider is. He's a very like edgy 90s comic. I think he came out like in the 70s, but like, dude, he had like just he was always edgy. He was an edge Kino motherfucker. I don't even know what Kino means, but I hear it all the time. The dude's a fucking savage. Spawn is one of the greatest comics ever written. I'm sorry. He is so cool. It just like took all the cool shit that McFarlane learned from DC and Marvel, combined it into one character, utilizing like kind of the love of the Punisher growing. Oh, it's perfect. It's just boner inducing, bro.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate
Dude,
matter.
I didn't know that. They said he was really fast in one of the other things, but he's literally the Flash. I love that Todd McFarlane just like wakes up one day, he's like, new power unlocked. Spawn has 8 penises. He drives a Ford Ranger and it blows all the smoke. And then he fixes the environment because he has all the powers.
Shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do that, but Malvosia cursed him so that he could only make himself...
White.
Yeah.
He can only be white. He's like, I miss my beautiful black skin. And then he just wakes up, he's like, no, I'm fucking white. God damn it. No more past for me, bro. I was living in the great zone of comedy. I had like, I was out there like Eddie Murphy, fucking not Robin Williams, dude. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude. I was out there like Bernie Mac, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart. I was a legend, bro. Richard Pryor could only wish he was me, and now I have zero ability to use the past. He's probably all angry and doing George Carlin comedy now.
It's petty trolling like that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories.
And he actually can, like, he isn't just turning into a white guy. He actually turned into his best friend and then fucked his wife. Like, he was like, I'm just gonna get it one more time. I'm gonna slide in that pussy one more time and just get you pregnant again.
Or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this crazy shit because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Bro, he just went full Jesus. Spawn can do everything, dude. It's honestly unfair to put anybody in Spawn.
Like Jesus?
Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your...
Nice boobies. We got nice booby drop. We got some booby drop. That's what my eyes do. Every time they see nice boobies, they pull out of my skull. It's really hard. I have to wear like protective contacts, so when I see a nice rack, I don't just turn and my eyes shoot out of my head.
Your whole life.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got unlimited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden.
Dude, that's fucking sick. I didn't know that, bro. Oh, that's so fucking fire.
Literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this? Stupidity.
So Spawn...
Yeah, dude, Spawn is mad fucking retarded at times, dude. He's like, oh no, the Violator doesn't have his powers. Finally, I can kill him. But, oh, well, Violator's brothers are here. We'll give him his power back. Spawn's always doing stupid shit.
But this angel lady, Angela, great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed, until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time.
Dude, just McFarlane's writing sometimes is the most fucking moronic, retarded shit. He's just like, oh, well, we got this weapon. We might as well have him use it on himself. Oh, the main villain of Spawn doesn't have his powers anymore? Well, Spawn will just give him his powers back. Why? I said so. I fucking said so. Everything's because I said so. Todd McFarlane decided it so it exists.
We've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Malvosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malvolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was
Basically, they're like, because you can't think for yourself, you will be the perfect thing for this. And he's just so stupid.
nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to Hell and ripped Malvosia's head off. With a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality, Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of Hell.
As king, Spawn is literally a part of Hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between Heaven and Hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created
I just fucking loved it. Spawn just is like, listen, I'm gonna end the war on heaven and hell. How are you gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna take God and I'm gonna take Satan. I'm gonna put them on Earth where they can just fuck each other to the end of time. But also it might destroy the Earth. But that's no problem because I'll just fucking recreate the Earth. That's no big deal for me.
this God and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the tree of life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight
So fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I fucking love that he just like, you guys can, I'm gonna put you in this box where you can have all the gay sex you possibly could ever want. And then I'm gonna blow up the Earth and rebuild it. No big deal. No big deal. Typical Tuesday for old Spawny boy.
of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can angstily brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
Technically a multiversal being, yeah, absolutely. He's I love Spawn, and I love the over-the-top nature of him just being this ultimate multiversal being, like you're saying, like you said in chat, just this ultimate fucking existence being. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. There's no way. I think Ghost Rider is incredibly powerful, and I went into this knowing Ghost Rider was incredibly powerful, but then I forget that Todd McFarlane just kind of like pulls a taint hair out, that he has an ingrown taint hair, he just pulls it out. He's like, Spawn no longer has taint hairs, and that it just, whatever he decides, he'll read a cool comic book. Spawn needs that power too. Oh, stretchy. Well, his cape's stretchy. Oh well, super god Jehovah Witness powers. We're giving him super god Jehovah Witness powers.
This battle is sponsored by DraftKings Casino.
If the slots are spinning, you could 8 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
We're about to get into a real battle, guys. I don't know if you guys are here and your nipples are hard, but my nipples are so hard, dude. I'm surprised my shirt isn't torn into shreds. There's an anime called, like, Freezing, where every time they fight, they just rip their clothes off. That's exactly what's happening to me right now.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for one hell of a death battle!
I don't even know if this is going to be a battle. This is literally going to be fucking 1 second of fighting and then Spawn just dragging his nutsack over Ghost Rider's blown out head. He's just going to be teabagging him into oblivion.
My Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me.
Oh, dude, it's so savage. This is so 90s. I love this.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Sloppy, you fight like a bum.
You're a little pussy, Ghost Rider. You think you have hell flame? Well, even if you kill me, I'll respawn and then turn you into put you into the gangbang circle with God and Jesus.
You've earned your damnation.
Wait. Oh, dude, this is so amazing. And of course they pulled the semi-truck in here to turn it into like the fucking Gigatrad truck.
Be damned. Yes, you will.
Oh my god, they said the get over here thing like it's fucking Mortal Kombat because of the chains. This is amazing. Dude, Optimus Prime tried to take him out. I know, dude, more like Optimus. I don't have anything. Optimus Gay Boy Lame Ass.
Vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
Oh, that was so gay. Dude, you can't disguise your wickedness. He is holy energy now. He is all of Ghost Rider's weakness in one being. Ghost Rider just fucking lost. What, like, he's using holy energy. Ghost Rider just got fucking taint wagoned into existence. He's now the bussy queef machine. Oh, come on. Come on, we're not ripping his angel wings off when he was using fucking god energy, Ghost Rider's weakness. Come on now.
Al Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul. I eat sin for breakfast. Taste of your own goddamn medicine.
Dude, he's like, you suck upon my wiener. I have a petted stare too, you fucking cuck. Remember in 3rd grade when your pastor took you in the back room and felt your butthole?
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
We all knew that was gonna happen. Come on, guys. We knew it was gonna happen as soon as he put the devil or the angel wings on, because like he's literally the embodiment of Ghost Rider's only weakness. And there's the thing about Marvel comics where they actually put weaknesses in and they try to stick to them. And McFarlane doesn't give an absolute living shit about that. He wants them to be so fucking overpowered that nothing can touch him.
God damn!
Literally.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he knew that there was going to be a Superman Spawn collab, and Spawn's left nutsack would just happen to be, his left ball was just a ball of Kryptonian, and when he jizzed, he killed Superman. That's the type of thought that McFarlane has.
This was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill.
It was never a nail biter. It was fucking always Spawn gonna rub his dick on Ghost Rider's forehead.
Versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare.
Yeah, they're just sitting, they're standing around there. You got chicks slapping their clits, spraying him with pussy juice. You got guys sitting there just bukkake his head 24/7's on top of his soul. Ghost Rider's little sad boy looking glass was not gonna hurt him. On top of that, like, we're forgetting that Ghost Rider's main weakness is holy weapons, and they really never showed that he could survive those. But Spawn got killed with the holy weapon, and he was like, you know, never mind, we're changing moods. He can survive everything.
Just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Dude, I don't think there's anything that can kill Spawn. Let's be honest. Dude, McFarlane would wake up tomorrow and be like, I decided that nothing can kill Spawn. And they're like, what do you mean? Oh, no, there's nothing. He's impossible to kill. He's the greatest hero of all time. There's nobody who can touch him. If Spawn turned into this reality, not even I could kill him because I wrote it into the comic book that his rider can't kill him. So he's unstoppable. There is no weaknesses. You can't break the fourth wall. You can't send in the ultimate tactic of anything. It's fucking he's ultimate Giga Schmoodle Power Man. Like, Spawn is so broken. So freaking broken. They're like, he could take on like all the stuff that's going on in Warhammer. He could literally go in there and be like, no Warhammer, done. It's fucking over, Chief. You had a good run. Yeah, you gained too close to the sun. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.